Disclaimer. I'm a law student, and the legal information provided is not legal advice. For that, please hire an attorney. Alright, she said that apparently she was in this. I'm apparently shouted out in this video, so let's see what's up.
What the fuck you bout, bitch, just shut your mouth. You don't even know what the fuck we bout, You don't even know, I don't fuck with clout, yeah. I be speaking facts, I be calling out, yeah. Play with me, hit you in the fucking snout, yeah. Hi bitches, what's good? It's Janae, and in today's video, I'm gonna be going over Breadtube, what Breadtube is, and am I a Breadtuber? So yeah, here we go. We're gonna get right into this shit, but real quick, if you don't know who I am, my name is Janae Rose. I am a 21-year-old transgender rapper, male to female, coming out of Chicago, Illinois. I basically come on here to share a little bit more about myself and other topics that are related to the trans community, and I'm here to share my story. My brand revolves around my story and kind of telling people what I've been through, how I've overcome that, and like where I'm going now. And now I'm just on a mission to spread love, positivity, and impact people through my experiences and through what I went through. There is a playlist I have. It's my life story series. That's a good way to get it.
I mean, that all sounds pretty cool. Wait, can y'all hold on? Can y'all hear this, or am I just hearing this myself?
I can hear it through the stream.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I unmuted the stream for it, but I'm getting called by my boyfriend, so I'm gonna dip.
Alright, so yeah, but so far what I'm hearing is pretty cool.
The general gist of, you know, how I came up and everything. I'm still in the process of making that. It's chronological, so it goes from like young in elementary school all the way up to current day. We are currently in middle school. I will be making more videos for that very soon. Okay, so what is Breadtube? And getting right into this, we're going to go to the definition on Urban Dictionary, because I think it's a good one. And it says right here, Breadtube, a community of left-wing YouTubers and the subreddit associated with them. A reference.
Wait a second, hold on. Breadtube has a Urban Dictionary definition? Holy shit! This is news. This is news to me. I did not realize that I didn't realize that this has gotten to the point where
it's a thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I get that it's a thing. It's just so weird to think that it's a thing, right? Like, it's very funny. Like, literally, some of the YouTubers includes ContraPoints, and she's, like, the very first option.
Yeah.
Cough, cough. It's just so weird, because, alright. I don't want to
It's the modern way.
Yeah, it's just so weird, because I don't think that any of them expected that this community would sort of, like, pop up around them, right? Like, I at least know that true. Natalie, it's not like she came up with this term Breadtube, right? Like, it was completely created by fans, right? So it's just kind of interesting to now see this take on, like, a very formalized life of its own.
Peter, whatever the fuck that says.
I think there's a lot of conversations.
Peter, whatever the fuck that says. Oh my god.
The
Peter,
conquest of...
Oh yeah, it reference to the conquest of bread. Yeah, that's about right.
Some of the YouTubers associated with it include ContraPoints, don't know who the fuck that is, Sean, 3 Arrows, PhilosophyTube, and more. So, out of those names that they listed, I only fucking knew ContraPoints.
Oh, for sure.
I'm really not that into Breadtube. So, me personally, who I listen to would be ContraPoints, Vosh, Xanderhall, Destiny. There's a trans girl that I really like. Her name's Riley Grace. I would consider myself an associate, a friend with her. She might be mad at me right now. I don't fucking know though. But anyways, yeah, definitely. So fucking follow all those people. Watch those people's videos. The ones that aren't trans I mentioned, they're fantastic allies. These are some of the most educated fucking cis people I've ever met. Like, my boyfriend lives with me, right? Every day. He knows me so well. And these people are honestly more educated than my fucking boyfriend is, lives and dates a fucking trans woman. Yeah, so that's really crazy, and that's really impressive. So as far as Breadtube, it's really just like left-wing politics. I really like it when they just go at people and like just expose this fucking fuck shit that's all over YouTube. They go at like anti-SJW people and people that are right-winged and like all sorts of shit. I used to be like really into that anti-SJW content, and then like when I started watching them, I realized what the fuck is like toxic about it. And like, yeah, there's crazy people on both sides and shit, but like they just do it in such a calculated, like, it's very logical and it's very like factual based. They just use the facts, use the statistics, and it shows you it's the truth. The truth is in the pudding, right? yeah, so I've really been fucking with this shit. It's for equality. I'm a fucking socialist myself. I'm a revolutionist. I believe the government doesn't give two fucking fucks about us, and the only way that we're gonna like get any sort of change is through revolution. I don't think it's the time just yet, but it's definitely coming up. And then obviously, as far as capitalism, no, fuck that shit. Like that shit's hella fucked up. I've been living in poverty my entire life, and I can tell you all.
It's really interesting, like listening to this. Because like I've known, all right, so like his background, like everything between Janae, like we're fine. I'm not mad at her, whatever. Like everything is fine between us. I've just known her for a while because like when I was just getting started on here, I got interviewed on, it was this one podcast, Transition News Radio, with the Cummings. And yeah. That was a while ago. I've actually been on there twice now. And she had also been on there, and apparently we just got connected through that. And so we've known each other for a while, at least like, you know, sort of as, you know, like tangentially. And we've messaged on like Instagram, and that was my alarm for my medication. Take that later. God, what was I saying? Yeah. So we've known each other for a while. The only reason I was like not talking to her as much lately is because she kept trying to get me to put her in touch with like Natalie, and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna fucking be that person. That was the only reason why I wasn't like, there was like a little bit of like rub between us, was because she wanted that, and it's like, I'm not gonna be the person to put people in touch with Natalie. I'm just not. If people want that, I'm gonna tell them to fuck right the fuck off, and that's all. And I don't care who you are, you know. That's just all there is to it. So yeah, but yeah, it's not cool. Just because like I know this person. But yeah, so no, we're all good between us. Yeah.
All the things that comes with that, and it's not good. So getting into the question, like, am I a breadtuber? Well,
sense.
I make rap music, I make storytime videos, and I make topics.
Reason for any bad feelings. So.
Right. But I think that this is actually, I don't know, this is kind of cool, right? Because I've always known Janae to be someone, she's very similar to a lot of people I worked with when I was in Memphis, right? Like, you know, she's a person from the city. Like, she has a mentality, I think, that a lot of people on the internet can end up getting disconnected with, right? Like, I don't know, it sounds like she's just, you know, a person. It sounds like she's just very real, right? And I think that that's an important perspective to have, just from the standpoint of like, so when I was working in Memphis, I'm going to go full screen for this because this is an important talk to have. Like, this is actually, when I was in Memphis and I worked with people, right? Like, I think that a lot of people like to have this idea of talking, or of like helping people in poverty, or helping people who come from like suburban backgrounds or what have you, as like this, this very politically correct, you know, where everything is PC, everything is very nice, everything is very... No, that's not how it works, right? Because a lot of these people don't come from those sort of backgrounds, and it can be really messy, and sometimes it requires a lot of like flexibility and thinking and learning, right? I think that the hardest thing for me when I was there was that, especially because I was going through transition, right? And people figured out what I was about pretty early on, but I was not serving this same fine female that you see before you, right? I was, you know, I was a little bit of a mess, but I was still figuring out who I was, right? And and there were some people who treated me kindly, but there were a lot of people who didn't. I worked at a homeless outreach organization, and these people had nowhere else to go, so I still had to help them, right? And so it was a very interesting learning experience for me, because I had to basically in that moment kind of figure out, hey, how am I going to help these people who don't treat me with the same kind of kindness I would ask of them? Now, some people would be like, well, hey, Riley, you should enforce like very hard rules. Like, you should demand respect from them. You should do this, that, and the other. It's like, yes, and I get that. And under a lot of other normal circumstances, normal work models, I think that's very warranted and called for. These people have literally nowhere else to go. They're like the throwaways of society. I'm not saying that Janae falls into this category of persons, right? But a lot of people who came to us, think in a very similar way that I think that she does, right? Like they're just all people from cities and whose society is kicked around a little bit, right? And that's a perspective that tends to be lost in a lot of like the loftier leftist discussion, right? A lot of people, like I think that there's a valid criticism that a lot of people who drive discussions on the left are from privileged backgrounds and really don't have a perspective that like accounts for the lived experience of people who come from poverty, right? Like I think that that is an entirely valid criticism, and I don't know. It's a good perspective to have. So I wish her the best. I don't know. If I may, I'll probably clip this into a video and I'll link it below. I'll link her video below. People should go like check her out and subscribe to her and all that. After all, she also shouted me out in the video. So
it's true.
This is hey, listen, you shot me on the video, you get a shout out back. All right, that's how this works.
Scratch my back, I scratch yours. Yep.
Yeah. All right, cool.